What's going on, everybody? Thanks for stopping in to Funhouse RC. Today we are going to be taking a look at these little expensive buggers. We're going to go through what to look for when you open one of these up, how these actually work, and we're going to rebuild this one. This is the motor out of my Xmaxx because the bearing let go, and I will show you why that happens and how to fix it. Let's go. Let's go get some parts. Come on, open the doors. Oh, this place can be painful. Won't open a minute early. Actually, it's right on time and the doors still aren't open. All right, guys. So we've gone to the hobby shop, the local hobby shop. We've gotten our rebuild kit for our motor. For me, this is the motor out of my Xmaxx, and this is part number 3492 from Traxxas. Now, this brushless motor, it is out of my Xmaxx, but the rebuild process will be the exact same for the 3S models and the 4S models from Traxxas. It'll be the exact same rebuild process. And for a lot of other brushless motors out there, it'll generally be the same concept of how to rebuild it. So you should be able to take some value with you after you watch this video. All right, guys. Yeah, I was just doing a little speed run out front of my house there, and all of a sudden I lost most of my power, and the truck just completely jerked forward, and I knew immediately that something was wrong. And when that happens to you, stop immediately. Do not drive and see, oh, what's going on? Maybe it'll work itself out. Don't do that, and I'm going to explain why in a second here. But so once you get your motor out of your truck, now another thing too, guys, the way that motors come out of RC cars is going to vary from model to model. It's all pretty simple, but for your RC car, whatever one that you're working on and you need to do this, there's plenty of videos out there for your specific brand, how to take the motor out properly. But once you get your motor out, I've already taken this motor apart because I wanted to make sure that it was salvageable, and I'll explain why in a second what I mean there. So I've already taken the screws out, but once you get your motor out, there's gonna be 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3 bolts. Pop your back cap off. Boom, that just pops off. And then you're gonna see this. Now when you open this up, you're gonna hope that your copper windings inside here are fine. But let's pull out our shaft here and let's see. So this is how I do it, guys. Just grab a pair of pliers, grip onto the shaft, because this is all magnetic inside here, so it's not exactly easy at the best time to get this out. There we go. Yeah. Okay. So once you get your shaft out here, I'll get to this in a second. You want to look inside. So before I get too far, you want to take off the cap on the front end of the motor. This is where your shaft comes out. This is where your pinion gear is. Same process as the back. Take it off, and then you can really open up and see what's going on inside this thing. And as you can see, this one is incredibly dirty and gross. Hang on, let's see if I can get a better view on this here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it without... Yeah. Anyway, that might be hard to do on camera, guys, but this the good thing about this motor is the copper windings are all intact. It is very dirty in there with a bunch of grime and gunk and whatnot from over time. But as long as your copper windings inside of your motor are still intact and fine, you can rebuild this. Instead of spending the 300 and whatever, well, 330 Canadian dollars it would cost me to buy a new motor, I think. So yeah, this is going to save you a lot of money because the rebuild kit is only 20 bucks. 20 bucks Canadian I spent for this. But Anyway, so once you have this open, you want to get this cleaned. And the way that I do this, get some Q-tips. Ouch. WD-40. This is what I do. I just, oh, do I even have any of that? I just get it a little bit moist with WD-40. And then I get in here and I clean all this crap out. Look at that. Look at that junk coming out of there. Ugh. Like, ugh. Gross. But yeah, it works really well, guys, to just go around. But you can see, I don't know if you can tell on camera. See the difference there? See all the grime coming off of the magnets? Look at that. Super easy. Q-tips work great for this. So I'm just going to clean this up quick, and then I'll be right back. Alright guys, now that we got it cleaned up here, I'm sure you can see the difference. How nice and shiny and clean everything is now. Now you can really properly inspect it. And really look at the magnets inside. Make sure that they are still in good shape. And these ones appear to be. So, we are ready to move on with the rebuild. Now, this is something interesting that I have yet to encounter. Your shaft here, this stuff here is a threading that is usually, this whole thing is threaded with this threading on there, but mine got destroyed. So if there's anybody out there in the world that actually knows the scientific reason behind this on the shaft here, please let me know, because I have no idea, and I'm gonna install it without that on there, hoping it's gonna be okay. Hopefully. All right guys, now looking at this after cleaning it up a little more, I found an issue here that it makes me a little nervous. These are magnets, and I'll explain how this all works in a second, but if you can see, I got a crack in this magnet and a crack in this magnet. The rest of them seem fine. Oh, crack there, crack there. Okay, so two of my magnets are cracked. Now, oh, would you look at that? Just broke. Ha! All right, guys, well, we are gonna have to replace these magnets, I guess. All right, guys, so a new shaft is nowhere near close to me, so I'm gonna order one, but for right now, I wanna drive my Xmaxx, so don't do this. I do not recommend this, but I'm gonna try a little fix just to try and keep those in there. For now. Ugh, I can already hear the hate. that I'm gonna get for this. Oh, I can't decide. Thread locker or super glue? This is only blue thread locker, so it's not perma-strand. I'm going with super glue. Alright guys, so I've filled all this up with super glue here. Oh, yeah. Again, don't do this. I am not recommending anybody do this. This is just to get my Xmaxx running again, because I'm tired of waiting and I hate seeing it broken. So, yeah. Eek. All right, so we'll let that simmer for a second. So this is what actually happened for my motor to let go on me. So this is the front of the motor where your shaft comes out, pinion sits here. This bearing inside here exploded. And every time that magnets. Every time that I have opened one of these motors up and it's been causing issues, it's that front bearing lets go. Now, remember how I said earlier, that hesitation or that lack of power, you need to stop immediately, because if it is your motor and this front bearing is the problem, you can save this. Like I said, this rebuild kit is only 20 bucks. Take this apart, clean it up like I just did. We're going to put new bearings in, new end caps, everything. And you can save your motor. But if you keep going with that blown out bearing in there, it has the potential to come in here and destroy all these magnets and then completely destroy your copper windings in here. And then when that happens, you're totally, you know what. So make sure, again, I'm just going to emphasize this. When you lose power like that, just stop immediately and have a look at your machine. So save yourself some money. So I'm just going to quickly go over exactly how this works. So there is a bunch of plates, magnets inside of here around the copper windings. So what the copper windings are actually doing is they are the current conductors. These are the ones that the wires is what actually carries the power from your ESC. Coming to the motor, it goes through these copper windings, and what it's doing is here. Let's start from the top. So as you pull the trigger, that is sending power to your transmitter, and then your transmitter is sending power to your ESC, and then your ESC is sending power to this. And inside here, the purpose of these magnets is they are opposite magnets to what your shaft is here. So when this goes inside of the motor, the current is actually forcing this thing to spin one way or another, and that's how you get forward and reverse momentum. It's really most electrical motors like this all work in the same regard. Brushless motors anyway. So let's get into this now. Actually comes with instructions. All right, guys, so once you get everything out of the package, you want to put your bearings in your end caps. Now, guys, I don't recommend using a power drill. It's very easy to strip things. I can feel them. I have a lot of experience using drills, so I can feel the torque, but that takes a little bit of practice. So if you got that, great, cool, saves a lot of time. If not, just use Allen keys. All right, now we got the cap on. Got a new bearing in there. Oh, actually, quickly, before I put this back in, I wanted to show you guys this shaft here. So if you can see where I put the pinion on, you'll see that there's some, oh, if I can focus, there we go. You can see how I got some gouges on there and whatnot. Well, I took a file to that, and I actually filed all this down and made a new mating surface, because what was happening for me is my pinion gears kept skipping and sliding off. So yeah, I just took a filed this down, carved in a new edge, and I've never had a problem with the pinions zipping since then. So yeah, cool little tip. All right, guys, now to get to assembling this thing. I put the back cap on first for the reassemble. Brass sleeve into the motor. There we go. You want to hear that click. And then after that, you have your two washers behind this bearing. And you take your end cap, weasel her on there. There it goes. All right, sweet. I'm gonna get the rest of these screws zapped up, and then we'll get it back in the truck. Now we need the Xmaxx. Dun, dun, dun. Ah. Yeah. All right, guys, let's get to it. Perfect. It moves again, yes. All right, guys, she's back in the truck. Just waiting on the batteries to charge, and we'll go rip. All right, guys, we're on location for our little bash sesh. I got the boy out with me too, as usual. Got a sick little lineup. Minimax, SCX24, Amazon Special, and the Xmaxx. Let's go! Oh man, it looks so good when it's all cleaned up like this. I almost don't even want to drive it in the dirt. But that's what it's meant for. Transmit the power. You got power to the truck. All right. Well, the motor is cooked. I'm feeling so defeated with this Xmaxx, guys. Like, I paid a lot of money for this thing. Way more than a new one in the box because it came with a whole lot of goodies, a whole lot of aftermarket stuff, a whole lot of parts, like $1,000 in tires, everything, right? And boy, it has just, I have spent way more time wrenching and working out the quirks than I have actually enjoying driving the thing. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty defeated right now, but it's the way it goes, I guess. Just sucks. You know, I'm not a wealthy guy, and I've had to put a whole lot of money into trying to make this Xmaxx run. So now the ESC and motor's cooked, so who knows when I'm gonna be able to afford new ones. I definitely ain't going with Traxxas, that's for sure. But well, guys, just letting Jackson have a little play with his trucks, and then we're gonna go back home and see exactly what happened. All right, guys, let's dive into here and see exactly what happened. Oh, those are good and rounded out now. That doesn't look good. See how the bindings have come loose there? And it smells horrible. Yikes. I can't even pull this shaft out of there, so. Organization. Well, guys, this shaft is completely seized in there. So I'm not exactly sure what happened. You can see the windings here are a little loose. So I don't know if it caught or what happened, or if it was that magnet. Shaggy or shabby. I don't know if it was that shady super glue job. It very well could have been the case, but yeah, guys, crazy. So I guess now's the time to get rid of Traxxas Electronics and go aftermarket. Drop a line down below what route I should go. I'm thinking Hobbywing, but let me know. Well, guys, thanks for tuning in today. This video didn't quite go as planned. I mean, I was trying to do a video of how to repair your brushless motor video, but now that's kind of taken a turn, and it's showing you what can happen if you don't do things properly. Anyways, yeah, you can still take some value from this video. The way that I did the rebuild, that is the proper process. So if you do need to rebuild your motor and you don't have quite a disaster like I have going on, you can follow this video. Just follow those steps. You will be fine. The only reason that mine, well, actually, I shouldn't say the only reason, because I don't know exactly what caused the reason, but I'm guessing it had to do with those broken magnets and the string not being on the shaft, but that's my bad. It's just how this hobby goes sometimes. Sometimes everything works and sometimes she don't work. Anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Oh, and I'm sorry I didn't get to send my Xmaxx to the sky like I said I would. Obviously, what am I supposed to do? It's coming though, so make sure you subscribe. All right, guys, see you in the next video. Peace.